So I'm getting ready to write down some ideas for another song, and like I said, the ideas have already been laid out. Just kind of put it on paper to get a little bit of outline and start a chart before I start the recording. But I've got song one here. Song one is just basically it's put together, but they don't have the structure as far as choruses and verses or anything like that. We got the key signatures, time signatures, and things like that, an idea, but it don't have a song title for the first song yet. Got song one there, a few notes. Song two, I have a title to it. This song has lyrics. So the name of it is Meretricious Sensation. Alright, and it's got like 3 verses in it. Got the key signature, time signature. Like I said, it's got some lyrics. And I've got song number 3. It's also a lyrical song. And it's a song that I wrote back, I think it's back in 1991 when I wrote it, or when the idea was inspired. Then it became a song a little bit later. Then I had a rewrite in 2003 for the song. I've recorded it once. I wasn't satisfied with the recording. I didn't put it on the previous CD. It may go on this one, may or may not, but I'm going to record it in the process of these other songs. And the title of it is called Dido Phantasmagoria. Maybe I'll print that on the screen for you to read. But the song, it has a meaning to it. The title has a meaning to it. Song number 4, I get down here. Just basically some notes down here. Key signature, time signature, the rhythms and things like that. It's interesting in some of the notes when I go back and read them. And skip over to song number 5. Song number 5, I had this idea for a song for a good while, a few years probably. One of my ways of picking songs out, if I sit down and I'm jamming to them, just on the guitar, sometimes, a lot of times I don't even record the things, riffs that I have. But some of them, when I pick up the guitar, I'll remember the riffs 2 and 3 days later, 4 and 5 days later, a week later, months later. If I can remember them, I think they're memorable songs. A lot of people, record their stuff and go and pick out what they like. But if I'm grooving to it and I remember it and I come back to it days later and I still remember the rhythms and the parts, I consider those good songs. Because I've had some song ideas I've just totally forgotten them. Played them one day, thought they were good, but the next day couldn't even play it. It wasn't even under my fingers. Couldn't remember it 2 or 3 days from the times I played it. So this one was one that just always stuck with me, and the emotions of the song stuck with me. And this one's in a B mixolydian mode, but key of E, got some notes down here, chord progressions, and I have a chart made on this one and with the chords. But it's one that I'm excited about recording. I've recorded a little demo for it before, but I've since reconfigured the song, so I'm kind of excited. And that brings me to the blank page. Song number 6. Song number 6 is one that's I can't remember if I have a title for this or not, but this is one that I wrote back when I was in high school, and I was sitting in, I think it was actually history English class, maybe in history class, bored in history a lot, didn't really like it, but in classes I would sit down and write tablature down in some of my high school classes of songs that I wanted to record. And in those days when I was writing stuff down, I was recording an album, but I didn't have like a studio or anything like a home studio like I had today. Just had like a little small recorder that I would record songs on. And I wrote an album called Reflect Number 45, and this was one of the songs I was going to put on it, but I didn't work up the song. So when I picked up my notebook of old songs, this is one that stood out. Last night I went through and played through it a lot as I played through song number 1, 2, getting ideas and structure for those. So I'm going to write down some ideas while I got them, and then I'm going to pick out my beats per minute, my time signature, or my timing on the song. And a lot of these, like song number 5, I just got album 3 in there. Write down the ideas down here, structures and things as I come to them. I like to write down the inspiration for the song in here, because when I go back and look at it, I can see what inspired me. And sometimes that inspiration you forget, and you become more concentrated on the notes of the song and the structure. But if I ever have a writer's block, I can look at my inspiration and try and evoke that same emotion. So I got my metronome here, and I like to use this because it's handy. I can just pick it up. I don't have to fire up the computer all the time, and everything's at my fingertip. I don't have to click a mouse to go anywhere. This thing can get slower, faster, all the way up to 208 beats per minute. I don't think I'd be playing anything that fast. Got a little chorus on the amp here, so I'm gonna play some clean. That's where I think I'll leave it. And one of the other songs I wrote is that this was at 104 beats per minute. 104 seems to be a little sweet spot. It's nice. It's not too dragging, you know, and it's just fast enough. So it's not too fast, not too slow. Andante speed, you say. So the song starts on E. Something I added in probably a couple of days ago, because I've been playing through these songs a lot over the last few days, but just kind of gives it a little break up. Probably do both of those and use that as a little signal. Right before the turnaround, right before you go back into the E. But I got some other parts of this song where it's a little bit heavier. It's got some distorted parts in it. Nice solo, and I got the front side of the song worked out. Probably the first two verses, choruses, solo part, having some ideas, but the outro, the back end of the song, I don't have that. I don't have that in my head yet, how it's going to work out. So, but it's possible this song may have a turnaround and come out much different than the way I went in. Or the way it's introed. When I first wrote this song, I used different fingerings for it, and the turnaround was different, and I think the third chord was a little bit different, playing a little bit more like. That's how the song was actually written in the tabs back from high school. But the more I played with that, the more this one I have. Well, that one makes sense to me, and I feel that part. I'm just feeling a whole lot better vibe about that one than the old one. So probably stick with that one. So we have our time signature on that at 104. Don't have a lot of names yet. List the inspiration up here. We'll go back and look at some notes on this song, and it may have some notes in there where the inspiration came from. before I go writing it down on what I exactly feel now. But more than likely, a lot of songs that I write, the first chord is usually the key that it's played in, and I have usually write in a lot of major keys. This one starts on a minor chord, so it's a little bit different. So when I bass things, I know there's a lot of E with a B feel to it. Before you go into like that could be a D or it could be a G. It's like kind of like it's Red Hot Chili Pepper type of chord. So I have several variations that I'm feeling off of those. So it's no telling how the back end of the song will come out. It may be some type of inversion or, I don't know, a reharmonization or something. But we'll see. So that's song 6 for you. I just want to give you guys a little peep in there. And catch you next time.